Okay, so we're back. It's Natina Marie,
And Simone Cherie.
and we have a lot to share with you. We're really excited.
Very.
As
We've
we
been working.
mentioned, yes, as we mentioned before, we're going global, and it's just really nice to be here now because when we met the last time, we were on different places in the world, and we were just dreaming up still, what Melanin Muse going global really meant. And so to be here now, I'm just too excited.
Same, same. I think it's a beautiful sign that the places that we are eyeing to take our muses are places that have just fallen on my radar this year. So getting to experience them this year before we're actually traveling together has been very beautiful because I get a little taste. So I know I know how to help steer our muses in the right direction to have the best time. Because one thing I am is a vibe curator. Okay. So that's all we're gonna say for now.
Exactly. So today we are covering, where we're going, the new website, our curated experiences. We are calling Journey, so Melanin Muse Journeys, and a little bit more. So and you will go over, like, talk about your experience in one of these wonderful places we're headed to.
Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready. You just let me know. Wherever we going, I'm following your lead.
Want to hear about your journey. So I know that might change it up, but can we talk about where we're taking our families, our muses?
Yes. So for this first experience, I am so excited, and even more excited now that I've been to Costa Rica,
Mm.
specifically to the Guanacaste region, which is lush. And I mean, it's literally like the land of pura vida, which means, pure life. So it's everything that and more. I laughed, I cried, I had a ball, I talked to strangers, young and old. Like, I had a time in Costa Rica. So I'm excited. And that was just me by myself. Can you imagine a group of us?
Right.
Like, oh, if I could just teleport that DJ. I didn't stay in our exact property, which, of course, on the website, if you visit melaninmuse.com, you will see the experience that we are speaking of, which is coming up in October. But we specifically don't share the property online for safety and security reasons. And to be fair, there's some looky loos. So we're going to keep the top flight information for those who are really committed and who really want to pull up on us, so that, all of our muses feel safe on our journey. But yes, my time in Costa Rica was fantastic. I had such a good time. I stayed, like I said, at a different property, not too far away though. Um, and it was just so relaxing. The ocean, seeing the ocean every day, waking up to howler monkeys was a little bit of an adjustment, but baby, when you are in the jungle, you're in their house, okay? So the howler monkey.
Hold on. I'm gonna stop you there. Wait a minute. I need you to paint a picture. I haven't been to Costa Rica yet, and I need to know a bit more about the monkeys, please.
Well, so let's be clear. Let's set the tone because I didn't know that they were monkeys at first because I really had to Google whether or not Costa Rica had like lions because it sounded like lions. If you've ever heard a lion in the morning when it's doing this little growl, I'm not going to do it, but this little, you know. I was like, Are those lions outside?" And then I think I put the sound on my Instagram stories or I put a video and I was like, "Friends, my well-traveled friends, what is this? Are these the howler monkeys?" Because I couldn't see them like the brush where we were. And honestly, I think in a lot of Costa Rica, it's so thick that you can't see them, even with bare trees. They blend in because their fur texture or fur color is about the same color as the branches. And so it took me about 2 or 3 days to finally see them. But when I did, I was like, all of that sound is coming out of that little monkey. This is crazy. Because why am I waking up faithfully at 5:30 a.m.? Like, wild, but it was beautiful, and I got to see sunrises, so I can't complain. I could complain, but I'm not going to because, again, I'm in their house. So, that was a
No.
bit of the scene, but, I mean, it's really beautiful. Some of the best sunsets I've ever experienced, and really everybody is there to just have a good time. So, I love going to those types of places. I can get with the good city moment, but there is nothing like a water-based, beach-based destination to really just pull out the best in people. So, I had a ball.
Nice. What were you there for?
So I was actually there reviewing a hotel property. So it was a Marriott property, and they were so gracious to host me for a 4-night stay to experience their all-inclusive offering, which I think is really dope. So they're not an all-inclusive hotel, but they have a package that you could add on to your experience that makes
Nice.
it all-inclusive-ish. And so for, the people who just love going up to the bar as many times as they want or the buffet, I love that kind of creative way of bringing that all-inclusive energy to non-all-inclusive resorts. So, I did the
Good to
review of the
know.
hotel, and I'll hopefully be writing about it soon, but, oof, it was a good time.
Yes. Did you do any excursion? I know you were there specifically for the hotel review, but did you leave?
The only time I left the property was we did like not really a farm to table thing, but we did something along those lines. So we went to the garden that they have nearby where they source a lot of their like florals and herbs and things like that. So we got to see that. The beautiful thing about when you're staying at a hotel and the hotel sent the invite is they don't want you going anywhere. So
Right?
say less. As a girl who knows what morning sunrise to sunset itineraries look like, y- I could stay by the pool and eat tacos. I'm fine. Like, so
Right.
we did that, and the only other thing I did, but very beautiful nonetheless. I had a private beach yoga session. So
Okay.
the yoga instructor was there waiting for me one morning on the beach, and she and I got to do downward dog to the sound of horses and all kinds of elements on the beach.
It's private.
Yes.
I think I could do a private because I don't like people looking at me.
Oh, listen, I don't know what it is about this era of my life. I'm like, "Look, I get it. Look, just go ahead. I understand." But I do enjoy a private yoga experience specifically because my body is really tight. So sometimes I get in my head about like how I'm showing up in the class because I know
Mhm.
I'm at this point my body is giving pre-beginner even though I'm intermediate in my mind. So, if something that yeah, like if something they offer or like a move or a pose that they have suggested, just my body's not doing that. A
Mhm.
private session gives you the flexibility to say, "No, no, no. What's the adjustment? What's the alternative pose here?" Um,
Yes.
without feeling like you're disrupting the whole class. Although I am here to say if you are uncomfortable ever, disrupt the class, child. Just do what you need to do so you can feel
Oh,
comfortable.
yes, that's important.
Yeah, yeah. But
So, okay, you're in Costa Rica. We have
mhm,
a lot of people, that are saying to me and out there in the internet streets that they're not traveling, they're not leaving the States, they're stateside. Is Costa Rica safe from your perspective? I've read in through research that it's a very safe place to travel. One of the safest places to travel if
mhm.
you're kind of ranking, areas. But I want to know how you felt being there and your experience.
Was in bliss. Like I said, I didn't do a ton of moving around, but to be fair, I think in any country, when you're moving around, you just have to be smart, you know? I think when you have set up drivers, when you're not, you're going somewhere that you know for certain, you've talked to the people, you coordinated your activities, there leaves less room for mishaps.
Mhm.
But I felt completely safe in Costa Rica, and honestly, even with everything going on in the world, I'm probably traveling more this year than I have in the past 3 years. Um, I don't have I have fears-ish, but my fears are trumped by my faith, okay? I feel like God got me, my ancestors got me. We gonna pray it up. We gonna do the things. We gonna talk to the people we need to talk to on the other side to be good. And if something happens, then I could just hope that, you know what I'm saying, I can get out of Dodge fairly easily. But what I can't do is deprive myself of these beautiful experiences where I'm having Cosmos in Costa Rica, crying my little eyes out in gratitude, sitting at the bar, listening to a Tribe Called Quest because the DJ and I see each other. I can't deny myself that. I'm not gonna do it. So I felt completely safe. Like I said, I think the hotel had set up my transportation, so they were waiting for me the minute I stepped out of the airport. You know, they took me straight to the hotel. I think it was about an hour and a half, 2 hour drive. And yeah, I mean, obviously once you're on the property, a lot of these properties, right? Also, one of the things that I've noticed, all inclusive or not, but when you're going to places and you're staying in luxury resorts, 4 star, 5 star, they're usually really deep off main roads, right? It's like you usually have to
Right.
drive a mile or two into the property. And that's not to say that things still can't happen, but that I feel like deters a lot of activity because it's going to take you some work to get in here, you know?
Right. Right.
Some work to get past these two guards and these two gates and, you know, all of that.
Right.
And so I don't know. I think I have a, you know, I have uncommon favor when it comes to my travels, and I pray it stays that way. Lord, if you hear me, okay?
Right.
Because I have heard some stories lately just with everything, with TSA, with flight cancellations, delays, you know, Europe just announced or just implemented, excuse me, the new entry exit system.
Mhm.
So there's a lot happening in the travel space right now, but it's not going to deter me. And I certainly hope it won't deter our muses from pulling up.
Well, we've already pre-sold a lot of Costa Rica in just our, our network. So the muses are showing up. But I do want to acknowledge the fear. So I too lean on my faith, right? When it comes to my moves, any moves that may seem risky, uh as other people looking in, and travel right now seems risky, and there's people that's choosing to try to be as safe as possible. And we know things can happen anywhere on any street corner here in the States, whether you're out of the country, and all the things. um but I will say, in who I am and my personality, I don't operate in fear at all. So I do move a little different in that way, because I don't. My husband and I have a statement that we a saying, fear restricts movement. And that's all movement. So if you're dealing with fear, and you're working on your next big idea, or you want to create an exit strategy to leave work, leave your job and do something that you're passionate about, whatever it may be, it could be um, it could be taking that international trip for the first time, but if I get myself in the space of, actually leaning into the fear, I fear that I won't live my purpose. So I can't live like that. And I do believe that we have to think about all things, yes. But I also believe in travel insurance. So I have so many people that will turn down travel insurance. They be like, I'm not buying travel insurance. It's like, okay. And I've always respected that. I'm not a person that is like heavy on like pushing it and saying, like selling it. It's not my job. It's my job is to give you white glove service, you know, answer your questions, walk through it, and respect your decisions. However, I am educating our muses now and their families about, if it is that you are afraid of something happening because you've seen somebody stuck, they weren't able to get home because some changes in going on in the world and their flights, that's when insurance kicks in, right? That's when the so that gives me the confidence that I need, to be honest, you know? So I as as someone that you think is like, "Oh, she has no fear," it may not be that I have 0 fear, it's that I also if I feel like there's something that could happen, then I want my security. And there's a couple securities that that you can naturally have. One is the travel insurance, right? The other part is traveling with people, like traveling in a group. And so I think, especially for Black folks, I think it's really important for us to think about the intentional travel together in groups and making sure that we are still traveling and making sure our babies are not growing up living with this fear that are some of it is imposed on us, right? So whether it's through the media, through our government, whatever it may be, I wouldn't, if I had a baby right now, because my baby's grown, but if I had a baby right now, I would not want her to or him to um grow up in that fear. I wouldn't want this period of time to dictate how they move. And so, not to get all deep on y'all, but that's the way I think. I really do think about that we are model citizens for our future, leaders and innovators. So, to tell them for the next 4 years, oh, we can't lead a country. And it's like, what about them getting ready to go off to college and explore the world on their own? I wouldn't want that to be. So I think we really do need to come together and travel together. So I'm really excited about our journeys together. And I love what you said about being aware what your itinerary is, who's picking you up, you know. And another thing that you brought up that's really true is that even though the properties are like like you said, like a mile or two away from the road, what I thought you were going to talk about was the fact that they're involved with transportation. So these 4 and 5-star resorts, they have the transportation ready for you. So they know everything. So they know your name, your passport, when you're coming, if it's going to be late. So even if say your host are joining you, but they're on flights as well, the resort has all that information. So I love that. And I'm not sure if that's done at all resorts. I know that the resorts that we choose, which are typically 5-star resorts, and 4-star resorts, is that we're working with the concierge. We're making sure that our group is taken care of. So that's just something to think about, because I know we have a lot of people changing their plans this year, and I just wanna put that out there as a little sprinkle of inspiration and know you got us. You got us. You can travel with Melanin Muse and our families and friends, but you also have you should look into the travel insurance to make you feel better about protecting yourself and your family, and spouses and partners and friends so that and encourage that, like normalize that it's okay to spend a couple extra dollars. We offer one travel insurance where they give $500,000 for medical and up to $500,000 for medical and what's the word where when you gotta leave?
Evacuation?
Yes, evacuation. I could not think of the word.
Emergency evacuations.
Yes, emergency evacuation, 2 E's. But yes, where right? So it's like maybe $100 extra, and now you have like a lot of protection because some of the
Mhm.
of it is not that much, but we do offer, travel insurance. You think that would cost so much more than another policy, but it doesn't.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm actually shopping policies right now for my multi-country adventure that's coming up. Which will probably be, I was gonna say, if we record another one here soon, we'll take the muses with us.
Yeah.
So, um, but no, I think the times we're in, travel insurance is a non-negotiable. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm the person who lives risky on the edge because I'm like 150. That's a nice steak dinner somewhere. What are we talking about? I am her. So you were
Yes.
speaking to me. But as I started to travel more, and for me, I typically have some back-to-back trips sometimes, so I can't afford for something, I can't afford to be stuck somewhere too long. And then I'm always doing risky behavior like gorilla trekking and
Yes.
things,
So
wildlife
yes, I
things.
need. So we have that. You can do an add-on.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. So for your
So,
adventures, yes. It's just
no,
like
but I think
$7,
that's amazing.
$8 more for you to cover yourself on those adventures.
Just in case. And I've heard stories. I've heard stories of people getting malaria and E. coli and like that's one thing that just no amount of planning can prevent, right? Like there's no amount of preparation that can prevent the inevitable from happening. But
Mhm.
having that security of, and I've heard the stories as well where people say I had travel insurance and they were trying to charge me $40,000 for something and my bill was next to nothing.
Yeah.
Like my actual out of pocket. So I think it in the times we're in, just
Mhm.
spend those couple of extra dollars. You already spent how many ever thousands to get there. Just a couple
Exactly.
extra dollars.
Don't let 150 stand in between, paradise, like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the paradise and, if you need that added security like I do, like, I'm being honest and transparent, like, I do move in a way that looks very fearless, to most people. However, I'm also a planner and I'm thinking about all the things. And of course, our daughter's in London and both of us will be on the trip. And if something happened, we want to make sure that she doesn't have to worry and everything will, be taken care of, or we need to evacuate, then we can do that. So
Absolutely. So I'm excited. I'm excited about Costa Rica. I'm excited about this first journey. Um, Even in spite of all of it, because to me, travel, especially for us, is an act of both joy and resistance. I say all
mhm,
the time, travel is a revolutionary act for Black folks. People very quickly forget that maybe 2 generations ago, you were barely leaving the county, let alone the state, let alone the country.
right.
And so, you know, it means a lot for me, for us
Mhm.
to be doing this, and especially with these first 3 destinations that we picked. Okay. They all hold a special place in my heart. So I'm not going to talk about that too much, although I know we're going to talk about it. So I just had to plant that seed.
Well, I do wanna say, like, we are really excited to be, taking this to YouTube as well so that, we can really explore these real, challenges that people are having, provide some inspiration, and just talk about things that really matter to us. So please, hit the subscribe button, leave us a note. What do you wanna hear from us and where you wanna travel? We will let you know the other 2 destinations. So we are headed to Jamaica.
Oh, in a rise and
Yes,
fall.
we will be staying at
Yeah,
a
we give thanks
five-star
every need
resort
it the
in
most.
Ocho
We have to give
Rios,
thanks every
and we have some amazing things happening because we will be, fundraising and making donations, to Jamaica, and I have so many people that keep responding to me as I bring that up, like, "I won't be traveling, but I wanna make sure I put some things in the barrel and whatever you're doing." So it's really near and dear to my heart because Jamaica has been a second home, to my family and I, and we travel almost every year. And so I did not want to stop that tradition. I wanted to bring it to our muses, and even if it's a small group, but that we do a major, mission, to help our fellow Caribbean folks over in Jamaica, in my other paradise home. And where are we headed next?
We are also headed to South Africa, ladies and gentlemen. My second home. Well, one of many. Let's be clear, because we're a global citizen. But South Africa has become my newest second home. I've been there, oh my gosh, now maybe 4 times since 2022.
Woo!
Look, in the last 3 years, I've probably been there 4 times. That's how much I love it. But we are going to actually drop into Cape Town. We're gonna keep it nice and easy, but elevated in luxury. Okay. And so definitely join the wait list for that. You can go to melaninmuse.com. And we are also gonna have an extension of that trip, an optional add-on. So that, we're gonna keep it elevated in the vibes. But if you want to join us for the after party, you'll have that option too, because we're headed to another
I
city. So
like that.
yeah, yeah. After the party, it's the after party, So
You
we're gonna
know,
catch on that flight, head to the next city, and we're gonna keep the party going.
Yes, I love it. Yeah, so both actually all three journeys are up. So you can actually go to melaninmuse.com and sign up and reserve your spot. We only have a few spots left for Costa Rica, which is October, and that's October 2nd through 6th. And then we're headed to Jamaica in December of this year, and then South Africa. So really excited about these journeys. Uh, Even more excited that Simone, you're headed there again, but this will be my first time to South Africa, so I'm really excited about that as well. But we have a lot of new things on our website. Our website is refreshed and redesigned for you, and it's ready. So check it out and let us know what you think.
Yes, pull up on us, leave a comment, say hello, share an article, tell a friend to sign up, do something, anything. Just say hello
Right.
to us.
We appreciate the support. We can't wait to jump on here and talk more about our journeys and continue to talk about real things, like having real conversations. So,
Mhm.
let us know what you want to talk about, and we'll
Yes.
see you next time.
See you in the next video.